The cart never stops moving. There are roads in Mosshollow that don't appear on any map. Not because they're hidden, because they're always moving. Somewhere out there, rolling through forests and fields, crossing old bridges and forgotten paths, there are merchant carts that never truly stop. And this is one of those carts. Most woodland folk only see it a few times a year. A distant lantern between the trees, a creak of the wheels in the middle of the night, the sound of bells echoing through the woods. It moves so slowly that it may take days to pass through towns. Nobody knows exactly how long it's been traveling. Some say decades, some say centuries. The Brotherhood doesn't correct either answer. The Brotherhood controls the roads. Rats, raccoons, and ravens. Smugglers to some, heroes to others. Depending on who you ask, they're either the glue holding the world together or the reason the world keeps falling apart. But whether folk trust them or not, everyone relies on them. Because somebody has to move things from one settlement to another. Medicine, seeds, tools, news, promises. And sometimes, things that aren't supposed to be moved at all. The cart carries all of it. For some villages, the cart is little more than a traveling market. For others, it's a lifeline. There are settlements tucked deep into the woods, where winter roads disappear beneath the snow. Places where floods wash out bridges. Places too small to support a blacksmith, a healer, or even a proper shop. When the bells of the Brotherhood cart finally reach those villages, folk come running. Not because they want to, because they've been waiting. Waiting for medicine, waiting for letters, waiting for news from distant family, waiting for tools to replace the ones that broke months ago. Sometimes a cart arrives carrying everything a village needs. Sometimes it arrives carrying bad news. But it always arrives eventually. And in Mosshollow, that's often enough. Some boards have been repaired a dozen times. Every wheel has crossed more miles than most woodland folk ever will. Nothing matches anymore. One section might be newer than the next. One plank might have belonged to an entirely different cart long ago. The Brotherhood rarely throws anything away. If something can be fixed, it's fixed. If it can be patched, it's patched. If it can be tied together with rope and stubbornness, that's usually good enough. The result is something that looks less like a vehicle and more like a living thing. Something built from spare parts and stories. Every scratch means something happened. Every dent has a reason. Every repair has a tale attached to it. Somewhere inside are drawers filled with trade goods, crates filled with supplies, a place to sleep, a place to eat, places to hide things. The cart isn't just transportation. For the merchants who live aboard it, it's home. Imagine spending half your life on the road, waking up in one village and falling asleep in another, watching forests change with the seasons, seeing young saplings become towering trees, meeting families, and then meeting their grandchildren years later. That's life aboard a Brotherhood cart. The road becomes part of you. Some merchants eventually forget what it feels like to stay in one place. And maybe that's why the cart feels alive. Because in a way, it is. Not through magic, not through enchantment, but through memory. The cart remembers. It remembers every journey, every storm, every market, and every merchant who called it home. Of course, a cart like this doesn't move by itself. Something has to pull it. Something strong enough to carry an entire life behind it. something patient enough to keep moving day after day, year after year. And that's where the real story begins. Because now we need to talk about Samuel.